My name is Ebony Walden, urban planner, DEI consultant, and avid traveler. Join me as I travel the globe and explore the beauty, culture, creativity, and cuisine of the African diaspora in my new web series, Black Beyond Borders. My name is Ebony Walden, and this is the beginning of my remote working journey. A little bit about me. I'm originally from New York. I grew up in Queens and Long Island and have been living in Virginia for the past 21 years. 15 years ago, I went on a 9-month, 17-country trip around the world, and that was the beginning of my solo traveling journey. Since then, altogether, I have been to 44 countries and all 50 states. Ever since the pandemic, I have been remote working still. Like 85% of my work is digitally, so I figured why not go and work from wherever I want to work. To give context to why I chose Senegal for the first time, when I was here about 2 years ago visiting the same friend I'm visiting right now, Aisha Bullard, I'm staying in her apartment that she let me stay in. It's usually for guests. It has a wonderful terrace. It is in Yapp. It's the northern part of Dakar. It's about a 5-minute walk from the beach. I stayed here before. She has a staff with a cook and a driver, and they were all welcoming. And so I was set on my way because I wanted to go to a place that felt a little bit like home, a little bit familiar. I went to the point of no return at Gorée Island, which was a UNESCO World Heritage Site that commemorates the transatlantic slave trade and the slave houses that were on Gorée Island during the timing of the transatlantic slave trade. Anyway, I was standing on the door where enslaved folks would have seen the continent for the last time, and I felt heavy, but I also felt triumphant. I felt triumphant because I am here, or there, because so many people have survived that journey, being held in dungeons, Middle Passage, slavery, Jim Crow, and modern day racial discrimination and disparities in America. And I was back and I was thriving. And it just made me think about the proverb. I heard it was a Mexican proverb. It might have a different source. They tried to bury us and didn't know we were seeds. And I was sitting there thinking about all of the seeds that we have planted across the African diaspora in the Americas. And I live in the US South. I've been to New Orleans and Charleston and places like that where we have a rich culture amongst many. I've been to Central America and South America and the Caribbean where we have colored and flavored and textured. And so for my remote working journey, I wanted to visit places where Black people live to see what is the beauty of Blackness and how has it shown up, morphed, and created something new and different from the journey of those enslaved Africans. And what does that look like today? And how do I redefine what it means to be Black and show other people through my journey? There's so much culture and cuisine and connection. I wanted to connect with my cousins internationally. So I said I want to spend 1 month in 4 different places, starting in West Africa, and then across the different regions where Afro-descendant folks are in the Caribbean, in Central America, and South America. So Senegal is my first place because I know somebody here. I've been here before, and I can actually work here. I've done all the touristy stuff, and it feels familiar to me. So this is the beginning of my journey. So week 1, I got here, I took a Delta flight, and of course, my flight was delayed, traveling woes, but I got here a day later, and I hit the ground running. Here are 3 things you might do on your first day in a new country. I arrived in Dakar, Senegal after a 7.5-hour flight, took a reggae-filled drive from the airport, and then got to my new home, chilled on the rooftop and enjoyed the view. walked through my apartment, put on my African print slippers, had breakfast, and then headed out for a walk to get the lay of the land. I spotted a wonderful coffee shop that I can co-work at and just walked down the street, in which I not only had a good view of the sea but sighted a cow. Here is this wonderful linear nursery, about 3 blocks of plants, plants, plants. And lastly, I chilled at this beach bar called Copacabana, had me a welcome drink, and then watched the sunset with a Twa Twa local beer in hand. Anjali Moon was also here from Richmond, and so we kind of set out and began to explore Dakar. Our first interaction was a friend of a friend from the US had met somebody who was Senegalese. Her name was Diaw. She was really instrumental, or is really instrumental, in the cultural scene in Dakar, and that is something we wanted to feature in our upcoming docuseries. So we got with her maybe the day after I got here. We had lunch, and we were all fast friends and off to St. Louis, which used to be the French capital. It's about 4.5 or 5 hours driving from Senegal. It's north. And so we set out there. We had a pretty painless drive. We're getting to know Aissatou. She's explaining her work, the culture. She's working on promoting some films. She used to work at various cultural institutes. We get there, another friend of a friend, just like so much Teranga. Teranga here is their welcome. Another friend of a friend who is an artist, a photographer. She's at the Photography Museum in St. Louis. They're about to have a group thiebou yapp. Thiebou is rice of yapp. Yapp was lamb. Thiebou yapp, it's a variation of thiebou jin. Thiebou jin is fish and vegetables and rice, kind of the Senegalese version of jollof. And we dug in. We had some ataya, which is their like mint, like tea. You drink it after dinner. An assortment of, they have ginger drinks. I love the juices here. And then it was just a snowball of connecting with friends of friends of friends. After that, they swept us away and said, y'all should go to this fashion show. We went to the fashion show of Rama Diaw, which is a Senegalese designer. She has a shop in St. Louis, but also a shop in Senegal. We had a mini fashion show. We had Awa, who is Senegalese but lives in Paris, is a singer. She sang. We had somebody play the kora. The kora is kind of their version of, or I would say, somewhere between a banjo and a drum. It's a string instrument. Got free tickets to that festival. We saw Layla, who is Haitian and lives in the US in St. Louis. And I think has lived in New York. She invited us. We went to go see her play. We had wonderful food. And it was just a great time. We hung out at Musa's coffee shop. So my friend here, Aisha Bullet, owns a coffee shop, The Original Drip in Yapp in Dakar. Musa has a farmer's coffee shop there. He embraced us with open arms. We had wonderful coffee and juices there. And that's kind of like a coffee shop. It's like a hangout spot. Black-owned place. He introduced us to his friends. His friend owns a restaurant around the corner, Flying Fishes. We went there for a snack, and it was very communal, very Teranga. I went to the beach and saw the pirogues on the way there. Just hustle and bustle. We had so much thiebou jin. We sat down, and it was like every event was kind of like this rolling into, okay, we're going to hang out with this person. Now we're going to do this. Then on our way leaving, our car broke down. Not once, but twice. So we ended up staying there another 24 hours, meeting again with Aissatou for lunch for some more great thiebou jin in another restaurant. So lots of eating, lots of sitting around and being communal and meeting folks. A day later, at 11:30 at night, we made it back. So even though it was supposed to be a weekend trip, we ended up staying an extra day till Monday. It was full of adventure and a little bit of hurdles, but so much hospitality and just emergence. Like, we didn't know exactly what we were going to do there that weekend. We knew we were going to go to this festival. We kept getting invited to things. And so I think it was a wonderful beginning of the trip. It was like, okay, Teranga, you're going to experience the emergence of this place. We don't know what's going to happen. We're going to roll with it. We're going to show up and we're going to have a good time.
Speaking of good times, stay tuned for episode 2 of my journey through Senegal, where I will celebrate my 44th birthday in the Biennale, Senegal's Contemporary African Art Festival.